My name is Emil. I'm a digital strategist and I answer marketing questions. Today's question is about testing creative on Facebook before scaling. And this question is by Ola on Reddit. And it is, all right, so I've been reading and learning so many things from the top posts of the subreddit. Love that approach. Almost everyone recommends to test out the creative before scaling, but I have yet to find the post explaining the same. How do you guys structure your test campaigns? This is something I struggled with a lot when I started out, and this is a fantastic question. First, ask, what are we scaling? I know the end goal, the objective is for more sales, but every campaign, product, brand, and offer is different. That's the reality of it, and why this question is just so hard for most people to answer, because they may have experience with only selling phone cases for $25 or less, or somebody might only sell high ticket seminars. There's so much room to have a disparity on how to structure your testing that first let's just talk about what are we testing for. If you know objective is sales, have you found a correlation between your top of the funnel, the percentage of video views versus how long somebody's on page, or what your average CPM is correlated to the middle and bottom funnel of converting that into a sale? I don't want to complicate this, so the very straightforward answer is, are we scaling the top funnel, the middle funnel, or the bottom funnel? If you're scaling the top funnel, then that's one sort of creative structure to your ads that you may want to do. Whereas the middle funnel and bottom funnel, which will have a lot of retargeting, may have a different structure and component. Here's how I've always defaulted, and let me know if this makes absolute sense. But for testing, it's I'm going to do it on an ad budget, so I'm optimizing per ad when I'm testing. Once I discover, hey, this combination for this funnel works really, really well, I've set a metric, I'm hitting it, then the winners get switched over to CBO. That's the standard practice. ABO for testing, CBO for the winners, and then you're going to have that ebb and flow where you transfer a ABO ad group targeting everything into a CBO campaign, and then you see that little dip. Give it 3-5 days, and it'll recover. I promise you. But that is my structuring level, and I always ask, if you're going to scale, again, the most important thing is, what are you scaling towards? If it's just sales, I find this to be incredibly difficult. But I understand that some accounts are brand new, so let me kind of expand on the next phase and some tips on how the framework that I use for determining what to scale, and some base metrics. Number one, what stage is this campaign, or what stage is this organization? Is this a startup that has never performed on Facebook or any platform? Is this somebody who has a predictable audience and sales ratio on Amazon? Is this somebody who has fantastic service component on Facebook and Instagram, and they're always running profitable ads, and then they're moving into a product base, so it's a whole new parameter of sales? There's so many variables of the stage and history of the account that factor in, but again, I'm assuming that this is going to be a new account that we're talking about. Next is the offer. Is it service? Is it product? Is it something that's high ticket, $500 or more? Is it something that somebody could pretty much buy $50 or less at the drop of a hat? So that's an important metric. What is the offer? And is this something that the audience expects from the brand, or is this something that is out of left field? And then creative types. Are we doing video? Are we doing user generated? Are we doing still images? Is this product photography? Is this user benefit? Is this features? There's so many different creative types. Do you want to see which one works for what stage? Is it top, middle, or bottom funnel? So all of these matter. And then finally, the KPIs. What are we looking for? Are we looking to lower our cost per thousand, or CPM? Are we looking to increase the understanding of the product, because we know that's a barrier to entry to sales? Is there a ultimate retargeting goal that you're utilizing Facebook in, as people from shopping or from YouTube ads that are now seeing your ads? So these are all of the many different things that are coming in. We're like, what's the goal? This is what I recommend for most new businesses. Not all testing is the same, and what works for one organization doesn't work for another. For you, I think some clear metrics, some clear bars are needed to be set. So if you have no history and no sales, here's what I would do. First, I'm assuming as a new offer, a new account, there's no data anywhere on any platform to go to. So it's all completely from scratch before you're scaling. So the first thing is, let's get your CTR to plus 2%. This is impressive. This proves that creative is captivating enough. The average percentage on Facebook for unique link clicks is 0.8%. So if you can get to 2%, what you're going to do is you're going to lower your overall cost. This is absolutely critical. Facebook's going to prefer to serve your ad because more people engage with it. Now, audience segmentation and product fit, this is another question, but getting that CTR to 2% means people are engaging with the creative. It's working. That is a pretty high bar. And some people say, oh man, I get 6%, I get 9%. That's great. But if you're starting out a campaign, there's no predictability. I just know 2% is a great place to be when you're starting. Next is time on page or add to carts, right? If it's a product or a product, you want to see time on page. Go to your Google Analytics, source traffic by Facebook ads, and then see how long the new creative is keeping people on page. The longer they stay on page, the more interested they are. So this is a good segment to hit up, and then add to carts. How many add to carts did we get, right? And then, of course, the primary result, is it a lead? Is it a sale? Did you get those? And at what level? Which creative? Your goal is predictability. That's what you're shooting for. Can you get a predictable reaction from your ads? Is it, you put in $10 in ad spend and you get $15 out? Now you have predictability if you do this consistently. This is where I think people, especially now, don't understand how to properly scale. You want to scale when you have something to predict and you like that predictability. If people are just clicking your ad and just adding to cart, this may not be good enough to scale, but for some campaigns, this will be good enough because we know that'll lead to retargeting sales on YouTube or Google Shopping, or we'll see a spike in Amazon sales. You have to know what you're going for and what that predictability means for you. If it just means time on page, add to cart, and then you hit a retargeting campaign to close the deal, that's fantastic. But know what you're going for, know what you're trying to learn, and more importantly than anything else, make sure that whatever you scale, you like how those results will scale, right? So that's super critical. And anybody who says it's simple and just go for sales, well, that's not the case. You have to build a funnel. So in a stage one right here, you're pretty much just going for a really high CTR, good time on page, and some add to carts. And then from there, you'll go to completing the sale through email capture and send out your Klaviyo or retargeting them on YouTube or retargeting them on Instagram. Hope this was helpful. Thank you all so much and happy marketing.